Ontario is changing what developers are paying to build, which means that there's going to be more taxes for you when you try to buy a house. Put it this way, somebody has to pay for water, for roads, for electricity. Somebody has to pay for all of that infrastructure. Who's going to do it? In the past, typically, we have expected developers to foot that bill. Doug Ford is now making the taxpayer take care of it. Basically, Doug Ford's new bill revokes a previously phased-in approach to development charges that gave home builders a discount. Because Ford keeps saying to build more homes faster, we have to incentivize developers to build more homes. But those developers are leaving us with the costs, us, the taxpayers. And as Sean Fraser, the federal minister of housing, has said, you can't keep increasing taxes on home building and expect to have more homes built. It's expensive to build homes. And when you look at the cost of land, it can sometimes be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you look at the development charges, which can sometimes push 6 figures. How are you going to sell a home at that price that young buyers can actually afford? On the other side of that, how are we going to sell homes that developers can make profit off of? Well, developers have been making a profit more and more every year. Maybe it's time that we tilt the scales back in favor of young buyers, especially when the federal government has been offering up billions of dollars, but Ford and the Conservatives have been refusing to take the money because they don't want to spend it in the places where it needs to be spent. They refuse to allow for fourplexes. They refuse to allow for any of the changes that their own blue panel told them to make. The blue panel that is now being used by the NDP in BC and by the federal Liberals to create their housing strategies. There are a lot of hurdles to building houses, and if the provincial government keeps getting in the way of doing so, we are only going to end up with less and less houses. Just like how in this last year, there have been less housing starts than before. Doug Ford said build more homes faster. We've been building less houses and more slowly.